Today we're going to transform our classic pizza recipe to Japan's very popular chicken teriyaki. So gather up your baking tools and join us in this special series as we highlight new and different ways to make pizzas. Hello everyone, my name is Chef Andrea Amado from the Epicurean Academy of Culinary Arts. Welcome to Arla Pro Digital Kitchen Series. So first, we're going to make our pizza dough. Now, we're going to activate our yeast first because I'm using active dry yeast. So the water temperature ideally should be between 100 to 110 Fahrenheit only. Now, we will be using our yeast, adding it in the water, and we're adding a bit of sugar just so our yeast has food, for it to grow. So we're going to mix this and we're going to leave it for about 10 minutes for it to activate. So we're going to mix our dry ingredients first. So I am using double O flour. I'm adding salt also for taste. And then we will be mixing this for about a minute just to make sure all our dry ingredients are blended together. So now our yeast is activated. So what we want to do is we want to mix this to our flour and salt mixture. Now we're going to mix this all in. And at speed 4 or 5, that should be good. Okay, so now our dough is ready. So now we're going to oil a bowl. Generously oil the bottom of our bowl. And then we'll get our dough. Okay, so you roll it into a bowl. And then we will place it in. Now we're going to cover this with cling wrap. And we will leave this in the chiller for about 3 days. So we're going to make our chicken teriyaki first. We're going to start by making our teriyaki sauce. I'm adding soy sauce. I'm using fermented Japanese soy sauce. I'm adding sake. A little bit of sake is okay. You will not taste much of it. Brown sugar. Ginger. So for the ginger, it's best to mince it, but if you have a zester, the texture is better. And minced garlic. So as soon as the sugar is dissolved, we're going to add our chicken. Now for the chicken, instead of getting chicken breast or chicken thigh, I prefer using ground chicken because it's a lot easier. Now when you cook it, it won't be fully minced and there is still a bite to it. Now we're going to marinate this for about an hour. And while marinating, we can leave it in a chiller, cover it in a cling wrap, and after an hour, we will be cooking it. Okay, so it's been an hour in the chiller and we're ready to cook our chicken teriyaki. It's that simple. So this is a non-stick pan, and because we're using a non-stick pan, I do not have to add oil. So we're going to cook this. Now after cooking this, there will be a bit of liquid in the bottom. And when you make pizza, it's important that you drain it so you don't put any of the liquid in your pizza, because if this is wet and you start baking your pizza, you're gonna end up with a soggy pizza. And that's it. Our chicken is ready. So now we're going to make our teriyaki sauce. So we're going to start with water. soy sauce, I'm using fermented Japanese soy sauce, ginger, sake, sugar, garlic, and sesame oil. While waiting for it to boil, what we're going to do is we're going to make a slurry with cornstarch and water. And we're going to drop it in our sauce. And gently mix it. And that's it. It's that simple. So I'm turning off my stove and we're going to leave this to room temperature before we use it for our pizza. So now we're going to make our caramelized onions. So in a heated pan, I'm going to place oil. And it's very important that your pan needs to be heated before you add the oil. Unless you're cooking with butter, you can use a cold pan. Now we're going to add white onions. So after your onions are wilted, the next thing to do is lower your heat from high to low. Basically, we want to cook this low and slow. I'm going to cover this, and every 10 minutes, I'm going to open it and just to give it a stir, a nice stir. Now, the total cooking time for caramelized onions is about 40 minutes. So after 40 minutes, after, stirring every 10 minutes, this will be done. Now here comes the fun part. Let's now make our chicken teriyaki pizza. So I have here our pizza dough. This is about 200 grams. What's important when you work with your dough is that you're going to dust your surface and your rolling pin. So two ways of doing it. You can press the sides and let gravity do its work and let it fall. Now, we are working with a very well dusted surface, and with a rolling pin and our guide, we will be pressing it or rolling it to our desired size. Now, because I'll be using a pizza stone, I will need a pizza peel. So if you're not using a pizza stone, and if you have an aluminum baking pan or any baking pan, that will do just well. And before we transfer it to our pizza peel, I prefer to dust it a bit more with flour. And then with the floured surface, we transfer it to our peel. You have to test it first before you add ingredients. So you have to move this a bit to see if it can be transferred to your pizza stone. Okay, so teriyaki sauce. Now, teriyaki sauce needs to be in room temperature. If not, it will be too watery. And I'm going to use Arla Pro pizza topping. Now, you can buy this cheese in blocks or you can buy this shredded. And now I'm adding our chicken. And of course, our caramelized onion. Okay, so our oven is at 425 degrees. We're going to bake this for about 10 to 12 minutes. And now I'm garnishing it with spring onions and black sesame seeds. And there you have it, our chicken teriyaki pizza. Another classic pizza recipe infused with Japanese ingredients. Enjoy a taste of this oishi Japanese pizza at home or add this to your food business to further elevate your menu. All made better with Arla Pro products. Find our best Arla Pro products for your dairy kitchen needs when you visit any SNR membership clubs and look for our Arla Pro sales consultants ready to assist you. Global Pacific Distribution Network is the exclusive food service distributor for Arla and Arla Pro products. Tune in for more exciting pizza recipes as we travel with our taste buds to another destination next week, only here at the Arla Pro Digital Kitchen Series. Again, this is Chef Andrea Amado from the Epicurean Academy of Culinary Arts. Thank you.